It is Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Prime Flash. I am Eileen. Cotonspor of Garua has for the 7th time lifted the Cup of Cameroon after defeating Bambutus FC of Buda 1-0 at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium, Yaoundé. The Cotton Pluckers emerged winners of the championship thanks to a late goal netted by Maru Swabu at the 89th minute of play. The final match of the Cup of Cameroon was presided at by the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute, and watched live by the Minister of Sport, Narcisse Moele Kombi, Fecafoot President Samuel Eto'o, and many other top dignitaries and football lovers from across the national territory. The event was marked by the award of medals and trophies to athletes, marking the end of the sporting season in the country. A Roman Catholic priest, Reverend Sergius, has been kidnapped, or who was kidnapped recently by separatist fighters in the northwest region, has been released. He was set free over the weekend by the Bui Unity Warriors, reports say. Reverend Father Sergius was abducted and tortured for allegedly having a hand in the disappearance of a certain separatist fighter from the Banso Baptist Hospital, Kumbo, northwest region of Cameroon. His abduction sparked widespread condemnation from human rights bodies, the church, among others. However, the circumstances behind his release are unclear. This is happening at a time when a Catholic church was attacked in Chang, a village in Mamfe, southwest region of Cameroon, with priests, a reverend sister, and some Christians kidnapped who are still in captivity, with little or no updates on their welfare. A student from the Department of Geography at the Yaoundé One University, whose name we got as Tacham Saleh Nama, has died under unclear circumstances. According to several sources, she died after she was electrocuted on campus. On the other hand, the rectors of the university, in a communique, declared that she died as a result of an illness. Meantime, investigations have been opened to know the real cause of her demise. Onto this other human interest story, a young girl in the Douala 1 municipality is alleged to have been saved by onlookers from consuming poison put in her drink by her supposed friend with whom they were drinking and hanging out. Get details in this report with Bokengo Worthy Kemia.
A girl called Prudencia was clamored by young men in a bar around Aqua, asking her to gulp down a drink she had supposedly poisoned, meant for her friend, the later afternoon of Friday, September 30th, 2022.
If you are not guilty of anything, just drink it, even if you don't consume alcohol.
Refusing to consume the drink, Prudencia broke down into tears, saying she's been forced to consume alcohol, which she normally does not consume.
I normally drink only water. I don't consume alcohol. But you people are forcing me.
Following threats and pressure from the young men, Prudencia, in a bid to prove her innocence, with shaky hands and heart-solid tears, consumed the drink, whose result shocked the crowd that had gathered on site, especially her friend.
She has fallen. That's what we have been saying. So, truly, this issue of poisoning someone is actually real. Even in broad daylight, let's rush her to the hospital.
After collapsing within a minute of consuming the drink, the friend and onlookers who had gathered on site rushed Prudencia to the Douala Lakentini Hospital. Worth mentioning is the fact that this is happening at a time when poisoning or killings of loved ones, family members and friends in the country is on the rise, with the most recent cases being the 57-year-old Desiree Benga in Yaoundé, who butchered her sister-in-law in a hotel room late month of August, as well as a woman who still on September 30th was reportedly buried alive for killing her husband in Kumbu, Bui division of the Northwest region of Cameroon.
Onto something else, defense officers of the 51st Military Engineering Regiment in Bamenda on October 1st received epaulets promoting them to the rank of Land Caporal. Colonel Techa Felix, commander of the 51st Military Engineering Regiment, assured the laureates have been trained to detect and detonate explosive devices buried by known state-armed groups. Charles Kebwa reports from Bamenda.
The defense officers of the 51st Military Engineering Regiment who received epaulets October 1st, 2022, promoted to the rank of Caporal, event at the 51st Military Regiment Headquarters, Mile 6, Bamenda. The commander of the 51st Military Engineering Regiment, Colonel Techa Felix, said they've been trained to detect and detonate explosive devices buried by known state-armed groups.
A reward of the good job they have been doing on the ground. Remember that the Army engineer is the one in charge. In the frame of the operation, we're in charge of mine clearance and road mobility facilities, and they have been doing this with a lot of success up to now. And today they have been promoted to the rank of corporal. I'll take the advantage of the occasion.
He urged the newly promoted to keep up and keep doing a good job, given the added tool Army can use to give hand to the population.
We are the tool that the Army can use to come to give a hand to the population in the road facilities, restoring bridges, and even clean the town. You know that we have so many problems in town cleaning. We also give a hand to the city mayor in that domain.
The soldiers batch of 2019 promoted to rank of Land Caporal.
En sorte que ce que j'ai porté aujourd'hui, c'est mon travail sur le terrain et la discipline. C'est ce qui a milité. Doing the work which our elderly people have been giving us, going to missions, coming back, giving their benefits about the mission. So when we go to mission, they send us to just execute their order. And by our own gifts, which they see to give us, is our galon.
The recipients were boasted by their family members and friends. Photographs and celebrations graced the day.
Cameroon's Minister of Public Works and Administrative Reforms, Joseph Lee, was on the field over the weekend in Bertoua, East region of Cameroon, on the occasion of the first entry competition to Senagers relocated in some regions. The minister took the opportunity to attend the launch and to make sure the operations are running smoothly. MINFOPRA's objective of this relocation is to bring the candidates' examination centers closer. Now, a one-day training workshop to equip agro-pastoral farmers in the Vina division to benefit from a microfinancial scheme has taken place in Gaoundere, Adamawa region of Cameroon, an initiative of the Agricultural Program Profina and partners. Get details right ahead. The training workshop for agro-pastoral farmers, organized by Profina in collaboration with PCP ASEFA, was held at the premises of the Regional Delegation of Agriculture for the Adamawa region of Cameroon. The objective of the training workshop was to encourage all agro-pastoral farmers in the Vina division take advantage of the Germano-Cameroonian microfinancial scheme and help themselves with their various projects, as well as getting connected to the Profina actors. Christian Tassi, technical advisor of Profina, explained.
To develop a relationship between producers by the German side and MFI partners of our project by the supply side. So the idea is to connect them to permit producers to have access to adapted financial services adapted to the agriculture, to the activities in the agricultural sector.
But who are the Profina actors?
Profina actors are at the two levels. On the demand side, we have producers, organization of producers, and so on, who work with the project. The project develop the competencies in financial education, planification of the activities. And on the supply side, we are working with MFI. So we have MFI partners. We have also banks who we are working with, and we develop the competencies to let them understand how the agriculture is going on and how they can adapt the financial product to the producers.
Nonetheless, the organizers of this workshop face some difficulties in getting this financial support scheme to the beneficiaries, as highlighted by Christian Tassi.
It was quite difficult in the Adamawa region. If you know, the level of financial inclusion in this region is low, and we have to work out on this aspect to permit producers to have access to adapted financial products.
The workshop was presided at by the Regional Delegate of Agriculture and Rural Development for the Adamawa, Haman Ndawai Raymond, who saluted the initiative, saying the project will go a long way to develop the agricultural sector in the Adamawa, as the 4 other divisions of the Adamawa will soon benefit of the initiative in the days ahead, according to the organizers. It is worth highlighting that 5 microfinancial organizations and Profina partnered to assist these 50 producer organizations in the Vina benefit from the financial scheme initiated by PCP ASEFA. In news out of the country, Burkina Faso's self-styled leader Ibrahim Traoré has urged supporters to halt attack on France, calling on all Burkina-based to freely go on with their daily businesses and to refrain from any activities of violence and vandalism that might mar the efforts made since the night of September the 30th, 2022, especially those that may be perpetrated against the French embassy or French military base in Ouagadougou. Burkina Faso's junta leader Paul-Henri Damiba agreed to step down on Sunday, 2 days after military officers announced he had been removed from power. Foreign mediation between Damiba and the new self-proclaimed leader Ibrahim Traoré. Damiba himself reportedly offered his resignation in order to avoid confrontations with serious human and material consequences. However, the coup was condemned by the US, the African Union, European Union, and the regional grouping ECOWAS. Elsewhere in the DRC, a Pakistani peacekeeper has been killed in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo in an attack by local militia on a peacekeeper's camp. The peacekeeper was shot dead on Friday by a suspected Twirwaneho militia man or men who had come to the MONUSCO camp in Minembwe, apparently to surrender. MONUSCO warned that attacks on peacekeepers may constitute a war crime. Note that the attack on the MONUSCO base comes amid a climate of mistrust towards United Nations soldiers in the eastern DRC. Thousands of Nigerian citizens were on the streets of Lagos and other cities on Saturday to support Labour Party candidate Peter Obi. The rallies mark the start of the 2023 presidential campaign. For most Nigerians, Peter Obi offers an alternative to the old guard candidates put forward by the APC and DPC parties. Felicity Okorocha, therapist and Labour Party organizer, said for years now Nigerians have suffered enormously and do not want to continue suffering, adding that Peter Obi has come to save the Nigerians while highlighting major challenges faced by Nigerians like bribery and costly living. Peter Obi, a former state governor and banking executive, is challenging the long dominance of ruling APC and main opposition PDP parties to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari at the end of February next year. And finally, to conclude, let's move over in Guinea, where the president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Patrice Motsepe, has promised a fair and consistent process in the race to replace Guinea as host of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. The CAF boss was speaking a day after Guinea was stripped of hosting rights for being insufficiently prepared. However, Guineans have had mixed reactions to the decision that prevents the country from having a chance to host the continental event. To some Guineans, the decision by CAF is fair as the country has limited time to put up the required infrastructures. However, Algeria has said it will bid to stage the 2025 AFCON tournament, while Morocco, Senegal, and Nigeria are thought to be among the other interested countries. That wraps up today's edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television with me, Sama Eileen. The news was produced by Modika, Elvis. Thank you very much for your keen attention, but do stay tuned to more amazing programs coming up today on My Media Prime Television. Up next is The Brief with Elisha Kingsley and Bomotungina Gladys. Have a blessed Monday. Bye for now.
La Côte d'Ivoire, avec ses rythmes endiablés, a toujours su faire danser l'Afrique. Tout comme le Congo, avec son dombolo et sa rumba, devenu légendaire. At My Music Africa, we specially mix